do we do with these dry pieces? Well, they are now ready for their first firing, their bisque firing. But we need to be sure they're very dry. We need to be sure they're what's called bone dry. So how do we check that? If there's moisture left in the piece, and we feel it with the back of our hand, it will be cool. Feel it with the back of our hand, or some people use their cheek, and it's room temperature, it's good to fire. So your studio will have a shelf for bone dry greenware. You will put that work on that shelf, and it will get bisque fired. It's very important you make sure the work is bone dry before you put it on this shelf. The technicians who load the kilns are just going to load what's ever on the shelf, and if your work is still wet, when it goes into the kiln, not only will it explode, it might damage other people's work. A couple of quick notes about bone dry greenware. This is the stage in which pottery is its most fragile. So especially with bowls, but really all greenware, don't pick it up here from the lip. You can see that if I pick it up here and let go with my other hand, weight of the piece is going to lever down and leave the edge of the bowl in my hand. So this is a great way to break pieces. So always 2 hands from the bottom, gentle with bone dry greenware. And really all greenware for practice. Additionally, not move your peers' pieces on the 2-fire shelf. It can be tempting to think, oh, if I nudge this here, I can make a little more room for myself. It's a great way to break your friends' pieces, so don't do that. In order to make sure people aren't tempted to move other people's work, when you are placing your work on the 2-fire shelf, get it as close to the other pieces as possible so you leave as much floor space on the shelf as possible. A week or 2 after you've put your greenware on the 2-fire shelf, the technician will unload the bisque kiln and put it on a picket shelf. And you can go and collect those pieces. See, they may have changed color a little bit, and you'll find that they might be stacked because they're now quite a bit stronger. You can even at this point pick these pieces up, which can be handy, say you want to do some detailed brushwork. Now this is quite a bit more durable. So why do we bisque in the first place besides the added benefit of durability? Well, strictly speaking, you don't have to. And in a lot of older traditions, for example, wood firing or perhaps salt or soda firing, people might load dry greenware and fire it that way. In a community studio, we're always going to bisque our ware first, and hopefully you can see why. Say we do take some greenware and cover it in glaze and put it in the kiln, then it explodes. Well, you're going to have shards of clay with glaze on other people's works on the kiln. You'll probably destroy the kiln, so never skip that step. Bisquing also gives us the added benefit of glaze adhesion to the clay. When we bisque, we essentially create micropores in the clay body that the glaze worms its way into. So after it's been glaze fired, the clay and the glaze have a seamless bond. If you break the piece, you'll see that there's no clear division of clay and glaze in between, so you get a better fusion that way. Another benefit of bisque firing pieces is that it allows us to glaze very easily. So if this was green and I dipped it into a bucket of glaze, the water in the glaze would dissolve the clay and the piece would fall apart. Probably I'd be left holding a foot ring while the whole piece falls into the glaze. So now that it's more durable, we can dip it into glaze fearlessly.